Rob Van Dam beat Del Rio via disqualification. We did not get.
This is really just these world title matches are so ridiculous.
I read by the way that Del Rio apparently is like 0-3 at Night of Champions.
Oh yeah,
something like that, or he's lost 3 times. Maybe he's had one more Night of Champions. But anyway, so that title didn't chance.
It's just like it feel like the WWE title. They come up with creative ways, as we've been seeing, to someone lose a title match but perpetuate the feud in some kind of way. And yet and it's the same thing when it was Del Rio versus Ziggler. It like with the AJ.
They have
finish.
To get this title off of Del Rio because the crowd doesn't care about the World Heavyweight Championship and they don't care about Del Rio. And when you put those two things together, you get the crowd not caring about them squared.
What have we said a million times? We think these titles. Like you put a title on them and it's going to make the guy. We said a million times, the person makes the title. When Bret Hart won the title for the first time, or even when he won the Intercontinental title the first time, it was because the climb that he had from the beginning and everyone being behind him. So when he gets the title, people now care. The guy they care about has a title, and they care about the guy having that title. You don't just slap the title on somebody and build someone else from the bottom, build them up, let him scratch and claw his way to the title, and then win the title. If Rob Van Dam won the title on Sunday night, no one's really going to care. They're going to be like, yay, like we like Rob Van Dam, but
no, you know what?
Really
I would have liked
him as a champion.
I would have liked that because I feel like it almost would have made the world title mean something.
I feel the same way.
It could have made it mean something, but to me, it kind of still would have been meaningless because it's kind of like he's winning the title for no reason out of nowhere, and it was the same thing.
Del Rio has just he's been in the title picture for like 3 years straight now, and it's just...
It would have been the same thing when The Rock winning the title. Not to say that, not the same exact thing because RVD is full-time right now.
Right.
But I feel like he's kind of like that. He's done. It's time for new guys to be in the main events with these titles. But it's
sure,
not
but
like
you know what? Then you put it on an established guy, and then you pass it off.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. This could have become.
I agree with that.
This could have become a program where you have Rob Van Dam, beating a few big name heels on SmackDown for a while, or even Raw, and ultimately, let's say you get, I don't know, off the top of my head, Dolph Ziggler comes into the picture and says, "I never got my title back, and now I want it," and then we get a match or a few matches between Van Dam and Ziggler. Is that not money?
I really can't argue with that logic.
How about this? How about Van Dam winning that belt? And I love Damien Sandow, and he has that briefcase. You might not want to cash in this early after what happened with Orton, but I thought that might be the direction they went last night, was with having Van Dam win that and then drop it immediately to Sandow, especially since Sandow had lost a couple matches to him on SmackDown. I just feel like with Del Rio, I understand why he's been in the title picture. I understand why he has the belt. I feel like he's reliable. I feel like, he's a good in-ring worker, and I think he's a good wrestler. Like, I have nothing really against him necessarily, but there's nothing about him that makes me really care about him.
You wouldn't buy a ticket to see Del Rio.
No. I mean, if I was like a wrestler and I wanted to learn about, being a technical wrestler and I want to learn the ins and outs, yeah, I'd watch Del Rio because I think he's a good in-ring worker. But
he's a good wrestler.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler, but there's something, you gotta have a little bit more than just being a good wrestler for me to put our strap on him like that and keep it on for so long. I mean, we've seen him as a face with that belt, then he went as a heel and got the belt back, and it really hasn't done anything for him.